for 260 some odd years prior to me having that opportunity, only white men have been deemed qualified for that job. So the testimony to our young people is that if God is for you, no man can be against you. If God has a plan for your life, nothing can make that plan not happen. And when you think things are tragedies in your life, it's just a little stop on the way station to God opening up greater opportunities.
Amen.
So not only did I have the opportunity to become the first woman and first African-American prosecutor of this county, I was the first to be re-nominated. First time by a Democratic governor, second time by a Republican governor. And I say that because that has nothing to do with me. That's all God.
Yeah.
All God. If God is for you, no man can be against you. They can't stop what God has ordained as a plan on your life.
Amen.
So with that said, today I'm here to talk about Negro spirituals and freedom songs. Over here. I would like to introduce, I have with me a couple of the Vineland villagers. Miyamoto, who is family to me. Our grandmothers were best friends and besties. And Karan, what is your last name? Karan Harris. And Karan is, how old are you, Karan? 15 years old, and he preached today.
Oh.
So God has a plan and has ordained his life as well. So
Yes.
we're so thankful for that.
Yes.
And we're praying for you to make us proud.
Amen.
Yeah. So they're going to help me today because I can't be in the Vineland Villagers because I can't sing. But I just enjoy them so much, and I'm glad that they count me as family.
Amen.
So, we all learned about the Underground Railroad and the network of secret paths slaves used to escape to freedom. It remains one of the most fascinating examples of bravery and resistance in American history. And yet, many of us know little about how it actually functioned. How did fugitive slaves know which way to go? How did people communicate across hundreds of miles without the internet? Part of that answer lies in music. Since it was illegal to teach slaves to read or write in most southern states, songs coded with secret messages were used to convey information about the route north. Some songs gave directions about when, where, and how to escape, while others warned of the danger along the way. Harriet Tubman, known by many as Moses, used music to communicate with travelers. In fact, she's a key figure in many of the songs of the time. There were songs like Follow the Drinking Gourd.
When the sun comes back and the first quail calls, follow the drinking gourd. The old man's waiting to carry you to freedom. Follow the drinking gourd.
As one of the best examples of a map song, Follow the Drinking Gourd contains essential directions for slaves trying to escape. The first line references the beginning of spring when the days are longer, which was the best time to set out for the long journey north. The second and most famous clue is the drinking gourd, which refers to the Big Dipper constellation. By following the line of the constellation to Polaris, the North Star, travelers had a guide in the night sky that pointed them toward freedom. There were also songs like Wade in the Water.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Who are those children all dressed in red? God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the ones that Moses led. God's gonna trouble
wade in the water, which used biblical imagery to evade suspicion, was used by Harriet Tubman to tell fugitive slaves how to avoid capture. If they thought they were being followed, hiding in the water would conceal them and throw bloodhounds off their scents. Moses refers to Tubman herself, who led hundreds from slavery into freedom on the Underground Railroad. There were songs like Swing Low,
sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home.
Swing Low, Sweet Chariot is said to be Harriet Tubman's favorite song. If a slave heard this song in the South, they knew they had to prepare themselves for escape. The band of angels referred to the conductors of the Underground Railroad, the Sweet Chariot, who would come south, swing low, to guide the slave north to freedom, to carry them home. There were songs like Ride On, King Jesus.
Ride on, King Jesus, no man cannot hinder me. Ride on, King Jesus, ride on, no man cannot hinder me. No man cannot hinder me.
The slave's imagination was powerfully captivated by the notion of having a king who was powerful enough that absolutely no one could hinder him. If Jesus could not be hindered, then they had agency in terms of their own lives as well. Some versions of this life-affirming song add, "He is the King of Kings, He is the Lord of Lords, Jesus Christ, the first and the last. No man hinders me." This song captures the aspiration of the heart of the enslaved people. Jesus was born a baby, yes, but he also was a king, recalling his triumphal, unhindered entry into Jerusalem. Many of the songs that we sing today in church are rooted in the Negro spiritual. The songs sang during slavery led to the freedom songs sang during the Civil Rights Movement. In fact, spirituals played a significant role as vehicles for protest at intermittent points during the 20th and early 21st centuries. During the Civil Rights Movement of the 1950s and 60s, spirituals, as well as gospel songs, supported the efforts of civil rights activists. Many of the freedom songs of the period, such as "Oh Freedom,"
Oh, freedom, oh, freedom, oh, freedom, oh, Marie. And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
and songs like "Eyes on the Prize,"
Keep your eyes on the prize.
Hold on, hold on.
Paul and Silas were bound in jail, had no money for the gold they bail. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on.
Those songs were adapted from old spirituals. In fact, "We Shall Overcome" merged the gospel hymn, "I'll Overcome Someday," with the spiritual, "I'll Be All Right." Gonna do "We Shall Overcome"?
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday.
define struggles for democracy in many other countries around the world, including Russia, Eastern Europe, China, and South Africa. Some of today's well-known pop artists continue to draw on spiritual tradition in the creation of new protest songs, some new, some old, like Bob Marley's Get Up, Stand Up.
Get up, stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight.
And songs like Glory by John Legend and Common.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory.
And one of my favorites, Stand Up by Cynthia Erivo.
Far across the river, I hear freedom calling, calling me to answer. Gonna keep on keeping on.
As you can see, African Americans have a rich history rooted in the oral tradition of song, which continues to be an integral part of the Black church, the African American worship experience, and the struggle for civil rights in this country as well as around the world. So in closing, freedom songs, Negro spirituals and freedom songs have played an integral part of our daily lives. And as I close today, I'm gonna ask you to pray for Ukraine because of what they're going through. And I know they can draw on our music, our civil rights, and freedom songs to get them through what they're going through. I'm gonna ask God to just look over them, to give them strength, to know that He has the last word, and that they're gonna be safe and come through this richer, greater, and better as a democratic nation.
Amen.